Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another episode of Left 4 Dead 2 Myth Busting Mondays. And in today's video for the final myth, we're going to be testing to see whether or not that if you can use a smoker's tongue to be able to get down the elevator shaft in No Mercy Chapter 5 without meeting your demise. Now, a lot of you will probably assume that this myth would automatically be busted, so why make it the final myth? Well, the reason why I decided to make it the final myth is because of two possible scenarios. Number one, with the smoker's tongue having infinite range after you shoot it at somebody, and there not seeming to be a death barrier in this particular elevator shaft, it only would happen to kill you if you died because of fall damage. With those two things combined, if you delay a smoker grabbing you with his tongue until you're mostly towards the bottom, and then have a fellow survivor shoot the smoker's tongue when you're already mostly down, will you be able to end up getting down to the bottom without dying of the fall damage at least? So that is what we're going to be testing here at the end of today's video. If you guys have been enjoying today's video, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. And if you have a myth of your very own that you would like to have be featured in next week's episode, please by all means leave it here in the comments down below. Or also alternatively, you can leave it in my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. All that being said, guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing this week's episode of Left 4 Dead 2 Myth Busting Mondays. Myth: on Chapter 3 of Death Toll, if Zoe uses the "what a dick" line, will Church Guy talk even after he's turned into a special infected? Alrighty guys, the first myth of today's episode is submitted in by Ace Rose. Now, if I can draw your guys' attention to the captions real quick, you guys will see that we're using the "what a dick" line right now at this moment, and Church Guy is responding to it basically immediately. So since this voice line was programmed in to get a reaction, let's see if whether or not this will also work on him while he is a zombie. And you guys are not going to believe this, but yes, he will actually respond to you, even as a zombie, right in front of your very eyes, with this particular voice line. This is insane. Church Guy is speaking right now, and he is 100% a special infected and basically dead. We had a myth that was done at the beginning of this year that looked at this exact same idea about trying to get Church Guy to speak, but no matter what we did, we couldn't get him to do it, so we left it at busted. And now we can retcon that now and say that it is confirmed because this is the voice line and this is the thing you need to do to get it to happen. Who would have thought out of all the thousands of voice lines from the 4 characters that this specific voice line would trigger a response? So the myth is 100% confirmed. Church Guy can speak after death as a special infected if you use the "what a dick" line. Well, that was a great way to start the episode, wouldn't you say? Myth: do survivors blink if you shoot next to their head? Alrighty guys, the second myth is submitted in by Dan. Now, it's understandable about why one would think this, because if you were to shoot at a survivor, like with, let's say, a sniper rifle, and then you ended up shooting them right as they were blinking, it would look like that was what was triggering it. But I feel like this is just down to a timing thing, because if you shoot a singular bullet and they just happen to blink, it looks like that's the gun that caused it. But if you shoot the gun multiple times in rapid succession, you can see that there's gaps between when the shots are fired and when blinking happens. So myth 2 is busted. Gunshots do not cause survivors to blink or flinch. It's just instead coincidental timing. Myth: can you have up to 6 special infected alive at one time in verses? Alrighty guys, the third myth is submitted in by the Big Bad Mike, and thank you for also watching my videos, man. I appreciate you very much. So the way that we're going to do this is that we're going to be playing Chapter 2 of Coldstream, where a guaranteed tank spawns in, and as the myth says, we need to lose control of our existing special infected and then lose control of the tank, so that way the game will spawn in 6 infected at once. The bots are frozen so that way they won't kill us, but they do have God mode so we can't kill them. So right now at this time, Dan's a hunter, I am a tank, my original boomer is running around, and there's also a bot spitter that is lurking in the shadows. So with the magic of fast forward editing, I'm going to end up fast forwarding to the point where I end up losing control of the tank, and the same thing for Dan as well, so that way this video doesn't go on too long. But when I end up losing control of the tank, the next special infected I become is going to end up being a jockey, and then when Dan loses control of the tank here in just a second as well, he ends up becoming a charger. So there's going to be me as a jockey, Dan as a charger, the original boomer, spitter, tank, and now also the one other special infected. In this case, it looks like it was a hunter. So that means that yes, you can have up to 6 special infected all the exact same time in versus mode, meaning that the myth is confirmed. Myth. If you get incapacitated while entering into a safe room, can the game load you into the next chapter? Alrighty guys, the 4th myth is submitted in by good guy Nick, and to make this the least complicated possible, I'm just going to pre-shut the safe room door with us inside of it and 2 of us already being downed, and then I'm going to end up having myself be at 1 HP, so as soon as I end up downing, I can immediately shoot the boomer and hopefully get the desired result that I want. So I'm going to get as close as I can to 1 shot, in this case 3 HP, and then I'm going to make the boomer move and see what happens. So once again, cue the magical effects of fast forward editing, and when he hits me, drumroll please, and it looks like it's forcing us into the next chapter. What do you know? So myth 4 is confirmed. If the stars all align and you end up killing a special infected quick enough before the chapter resets, you can move on to the next chapter instead. Myth. Can a smoker's tongue allow you to get down the elevator shaft in No Mercy Chapter 5 without dying? And then the final myth of today's episode is submitted in by Keto. So when it comes to the myth, if we time it wrong, if we end up doing it too early, we will end up getting just the traditional hanging animation. If we do it too late, we will fall to the bottom and meet our demise. You'll see here shortly in some attempts that when I end up falling and Dan shoots his tongue too late and I die of fall damage, the tongue catches up eventually to me and you can see it just hit the ground, which basically makes it look like a rope, and that's what we're trying to get to happen. We even did things like tweak some angles, so instead of being across, we were just next to each other and fell straight down in hopes that it would be easier for the tongue to catch back up, so that we wouldn't have to be able to travel so far. But even then, that didn't work either. We also at one point decided to have Dan rappel deeper into the elevator shaft as a special infected because he can climb the walls and get down lower, but these areas are even harder sometimes to pull off, believe it or not. You guys can see when Dan is down here, he's able to hit me whenever he wants, and then as soon as for some reason when I jump down and I'm lined up in front of him, where he should debatably be able to have the perfect shot, his cursor for some reason stops becoming red as if something is blocking him and he can no longer grab me. It's like even before I die, the game's made up its mind and said, oh, John's gonna die, so don't let him grab his body. There's just no point. Which is just gonna leave me with no choice but to say busted is going to be the result of the final myth today, because even in circumstances where it should be debatably easy to just grab me, it just doesn't flat out work. It just doesn't. Alrighty guys, but that is it here for today's video, and I do truly hope you guys ended up enjoying it. If you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. And if you guys have a myth of your very own that you would like to have be featured in next week's episode, please by all means leave it here in the comments down below, or also alternatively you can leave it in my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in this video's description. As we wrap up the video, guys, I want to mention 2 last quick things. Number 1, I have a second YouTube channel now. It is called Black Ninja 797 Extras. And on this channel, I'm going to be uploading and posting additional content that you would normally not see here on my main channel, such as gameplay walkthroughs, funny moments with my friends, and Challenge Accepted, which was a series I used to do here on my main channel where I played games you guys requested me to play. We even just recently hit 100 subscribers on the second channel, so thank you all for that. If you guys want to check out the second channel, there is going to be a link down below in this video's description. I also want to say thank you and shout out to Epic Games for being my first ever sponsor. I have a supporter creator code with them, and the code is just my name, Black Ninja 797. If you guys want to, you can use it in the Fortnite and Epic Games item shops. Anybody that uses my code or has used it before in the past, I tremendously appreciate you. And yeah, guys, all that being said, I hope you ended up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTuber you guys are ever going to see. Thank you for watching, guys. I love all of you, and peace out.
Hey, meme lords, Jesus here. And you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!